What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are diving back into the Zanscare invasion and Mobile Suit Victory Gundam. Last time, the team went out into space, but not at the expense of Mahalia and Kate Bush. Uso went to find his parents, but he can't seem to escape this war. Meanwhile, Shakti and Suzy snuck on board the Reinforced-class ship that also departed from RD Gibraltar. This time, Uso and the League converge on Highland. They use the giant battery as a microwave emitter and make Zanscare shit their pants. Literally. Shakti is also captured by Zanscare and learns of her mother. So let's get into this. While docking, Uso and the gang watch some Zanscare propaganda. Zanscare's homeland is Side 2. Around the bunch is an Amalthea-class ship, a Sinope-class ship carrying Zolotes, and a Callisto-class ship. The one currently speaking to his fleet and the world is Materma Zugan. The Callisto-class is a very symmetrical cruiser created by the Zanscare Empire. It has 2 catapults and 2 bridges and can respond depending on the needs of space combat. This unit is 310 meters in length and 72 meters wide. It also has a sub-bridge, but it wasn't too effective considering the 2 main bridges. It is equipped with 2 two-barrel particle cannons and 4 multi-launchers. The Amalthea class is bigger than the Callisto and stands at 462 meters in length and 151 meters in width. Like the Callisto, this is very symmetrical. However, this is more heavily armed with 4 double-barrel megaparticle cannons across the hull. This also has multiple gravity blocks for the crew's needs. Other weapons include 8 multi-launchers and anti-air turrets. In the colony, the Prime Minister, Fons Kagari, is meeting with the Queen of Zanscare and Chronicle's sister, Maria Pure Armonia. Fons Kagari is awfully close to Crux Kagari. If you are following our coverage of Crossbone Gundam Ghost, we will soon learn that these two have met. Also there is Duker, the battle bike dude. Why is he wearing a wig? You know, usually they used to wear those wigs back in the day to hide their syphilis. Just saying. He has been also providing intel for the Queen. She is to give a speech after Materma, but they try to give her some intel to not address the people. Hey, wait a minute, this is just a recap episode disguised as a briefing. Duker tells the Queen that he believes that the League members they fought against aren't on the level of real soldiers. After all this, she still confronts the people of Zanscare. Uso and the gang watches on. They wonder if they will be able to handle their army. Meanwhile, Shakti and Suzy sneak onto a shuttle, while the Reinforced tries to get in contact with Marbei. Shakti and Suzy find a place to lay low. Meanwhile, Uso and the gang make it to Highland, where he meets Tomas. His sister, Alicia, was one of the kids stolen by Zanscare. He tells them that since Zanscare began their invasion, no supply ships have visited and they have been pretty much abandoned. Odello seems to be into Alicia. Chronicle is on board Tassilo's Amalthea, receiving intel about the Reinforced-class ship. They are heading to Kailas Gil, which I think is the right way to say it. Who knows, it might be different next week. Chronicle is given an Amalthea and 2 Sinopes to take down the ship. The Reinforced-class ship gets a red alert. Oliver and the Shrike team launch. On the shuttle, Warren Trace and Odello fight over Alicia's attention. Marbei tells Uso about the Reinforcers' situation. While prepping for launch, Uso wonders about the League leader, Jin Jinenum. Marbei launches in a stolen Zolo. They launch, but also Tomas and the kids launch in a stolen Sinope. They want to support during battle. Warren, however, just wants Uso to give him advice about girls. Chronicle's fleet attacks the Reinforcers' fleet. Marbei and Uso join the battle. The Reinforced-class ship is hit, creating a breach in the hull, causing Shakti and the kids to fling out into space. Javelins approach the battle. It is reinforcements from the League and Jin. Chronicle and his team retreat. They head back to the floating space battery. Uso goes to look for Jin. He finds a man that doesn't seem like a leader and wonders what is going on. He asks Marbei, and all she says is that his parents are out there doing great work. Warren gives Alicia flowers, but she yells at him. Do you know how long it takes to grow flowers in space? You asshole. He forgets he wasn't on Earth. While this is happening, Shakti and the kids are floating out into space. They'll be fine. Romero and Oliver realize that Shakti and the kids snuck on board and were flung out into space. However, they are found by Zanscare first. Uso finds out about Shakti and the kids. Zanscare does a DNA test on Shakti to find that she is related to the Queen. They can't let this information break to the public. Chronicle tells her that she is related to him and the Queen. It's me, your Uncle Chronicle. Uso takes one of the Victory Gundams while no one is looking, except for Marbei and Oliver, who watch the whole thing go down. While out searching, they run into Vespa. Odello heads to the stolen Sinope and finds himself a bazooka. She decides to shoot first, tipping off Vespa. Tomas launches in the stolen Zolo. They engage with enemy Zolotes. Tassilo Valgo wants Chronicle to return Shakti to the Zanscare homeworld. He is hesitant as he wants to see Kailas Gil in action. We learn that they need Highland to power the weapon. Uso rushes in and takes off the limbs of a Zolo. That is when Marbei and the Shrike team come in to help. They knew that the kids were doing something this whole time. The Vespa pilots retreat. Back on the Reinforce, the League chastises the kids for taking the mobile suits. The League wants to use the microwaves on board Highland to create a microwave cannon. Uso suggests that they use one of their ships as a defense against Kalos Gil. He and the kids want to sneak out again to find Shakti, as he thinks that she is with the Kalos Gil fleet. Now that EFF is helping, they are consolidating all their pilots. The Javelin pilots are the old Bagley team. The Shrike team doesn't like them. Oliver is being oblivious to Marbay, who is still mad at him. Zanscare sees movement at Highland and goes in for an attack. Uso's senses still aren't attuned for space battles. Junko takes out Zolots, attacking Uso. If it weren't for her, she would be dead. Uso gets hit in the head and he loses his camera feed. He has to keep moving even though he can't see anything. Oliver and Peggy handle business. Thomas and the kids are helping with the microwave. Uso is able to take out a Zolot with his beam saber, even though he can't see. He notes that the Zolot's beam shield has worn down, which is nice to see that they could break. If you just saw eye fields and beam shields that were used in Crossbone, you would assume that they are near invincible. It's a magic force field to the space pirates. Uso randomly asks if Junko likes Oliver. Can you put your erection away, kid? Katajina is still with Chronicle when she spots Shakti and Susie and wonders why they are on this ship. Shakti says she is being given special treatment for some reason. Uso spies on Oliver finally apologizing and acknowledging Marbay. He then looks at pics of Junko stored on Hado. Are we looking at Uso's spank bank? I just feel bad for Haro. He has to store all this. He goes to tell Junko not to die. She says, "Look into my boobs, kid. We will be just fine." Odello is mad that Alicia is heading back to her homeland. They are able to get the microwave cannon up and running. They blast the rays at Kalos Gil. This causes Susie to blast one in the toilet. The Bagley team, Shrike team, and Uso all launch. Uso is in the V-Dash. The LM-312V04 plus SDVB-03A V-Dash Gundam is Victory Gundam equipped with the Overhang Pack. This pack equips 2 high-powered beam cannons and improves overall mobility. When the Overhang is equipped with the core fighter, it turns it into a core booster. Although speed and mobility is increased, Ligue Militaire did this to improve the ballistic firepower of the Gundam. This has the same weapon set as Victory Gundam. Everyone on Kalos Gil begins blowing up the toilets. Imagine being the janitor on this ship. Also, that can't be good for you, right? I think you just might have given baby Carl cancer. The team launches. 30 seconds until the microwave emitter will stop. They begin their attack. The Shrike team carries missile pods into battle. The Bagley team's gun-easies go down faster than their javelins. Chronicle preps his new mobile suit. While taking care of Carl, Shakti and Katajina seems to exhibit new type potential. Junko pushes in too deep. Odello, Thomas, and the kids head into battle to support in the stolen Sinope. The Zolo slices Uso's beam rifle in half. Junko goes in to support, taking out the enemy. She tells him to stop worrying so much. He unleashes his beam pistols on Zolots and gets a kill. Junko was able to focus Uso. Marbay goes in to support the front lines, but she is attacked. She hesitates, but Oliver comes in to save her. Uso's beam pistols hit directly into the cockpit, taking out a Zolot. According to Uso, this is what the sound of killing someone is. Odello and the kids prep a new beam rifle for Uso. They send out a flare to get his attention. Zolo goes in and attacks the Gundam, hitting the overhang pack. He ejects the pack and retreats to the Sinope. The kids make some minor repairs to Victory. He equips a beam bazooka and a beam trident. Uso unleashes the bazooka, taking out one Zolo. That attack was overkill for one Zolo. Junko tells him not to give away their location with big weapons. He uses the beam trident, or laundry pole as they call it. He stabs it into the asteroid, and it projects a beam line that indeed looks like clothes drying in the wind. Chronicle can't wait any longer. He launches in the Contio. The ZM-S14S Contio is one of the last mass-produced Zanscare mobile suits. The Contio possesses 3 beam guns mounted in the torso and a pair of shock claws. The shock claws are large wire-guided grappling hooks with the ability to produce beam blades and beam projectiles. Other weapons include a beam rifle, beam shield, and a beam saber. He notices that the League is getting the upper hand with just 2 ships. Chronicle goes in to attack the Gownland. The 2 ships being used by the League are the Reinforce and the Gownland, which is an Alexandria-class refit. It is very old. Remember Uso's plan of using a ship as a barrier. They decide to go with that plan and put the Gownland in front of the Reinforce for protection and distraction. The Reinforce crew begins self-destructing the nuclear engines on the Gownland, taking out some of the Zanscare fleet. Tassilo Vago realizes the Gownland is a trap. He tells his crew to arm themselves as the Reinforce approaches. Zanscare mobile suits are distracted with the exception of Chronicle. Tassilo wonders if he put too much faith in Kalos Gil. The League boards the Amalthea-class ship. Chronicle saves Tassilo Vago. and they flee from the Shrike team. Junko tries to kill Chronicle, but Marbei prevents her from pushing in too deep. This Hado is just out in space giving absolutely no fucks. Katajina goes outside the ship and uses a grappling hook to skin talk to Connie. Remember, 2 pilots can talk via vibrations from physical contact. It's rare to see used in the animes, but it does exist. She tells her to relay a message that Shakti and the kids are doing just fine and are safe. Meanwhile, Hado finds Shakti. This is the best Hado ever. Why isn't the show about the super cute AI computer / basketball? Marbei and Junko make up, which really makes Uso and his codependent behavior happy. I have been ignoring it, but since Uso got into space, he is really invested in the interpersonal relationships of the adults. This is a weird Tominoism for Westerners. It comes off very codependent to those raised in individualist cultures, but Japanese people are collectivists. Their culture is designed to benefit the group and not the individual. My question is, do they even view this as codependent, or is this simply a part of the collectivist mindset? Discuss in the comments. Connie tells Uso that a woman's voice told her that Shakti was okay. Uso is certain it was Katajina. This makes Uso very happy. Too happy. Tone it down, boy. You guys just lost half your crew. And that will do it for this episode. For being a new type himself, Uso seems to have a bigger learning curve than the heroes before him. Remember, he is our youngest protagonist in a Gundam series after all. Shakti's connection to Chronicle makes a little bit more sense now that we know they are related. He's not just a creeper. Next time, Uso will run into Godwold Hein once again. He will fight against a caterpillar, and he will be reunited with Shakti. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, why is anyone doing anything when Hado seems to be quite capable in UC 153? Just make a squad of Hados. I don't get it. Peace.